Hi children, welcome to online classroom of Sri Gokulam Guruvayur. I am Vincy, your economics teacher. I hope all you are fine at home. In the previous session, Simja ma'am clearly explained about what is an economy and about the central problems of economy. Today, we will discuss about the different branches of economic and economics analysis. The subject matter of economics has been studied under two broad branches that are microeconomics and macroeconomics. These terms were introduced by Professor Fritz of Norway in 1933. Let us learn about microeconomics and macroeconomics. First, we will understand about microeconomics. So, what is microeconomics? The term micro is derived from the Greek word micros, which means small. Then, the definition of microeconomics is that part of economic theory which deals with individual unit of an economy. That means it explained about the role of individual in an economy. So in microeconomics we are studying about individual household, a factory, a firm, etc. Then the subject matter of microeconomics or the content of microeconomics are demand of a commodity, supply of a commodity, income of a consumer, price of a commodity, etc. These are otherwise known as microeconomics variable. Okay. Then it also microeconomics include various theories that are law of demand, law of supply, determination of consumer equilibrium and determination of producer equilibrium, etc. In this year, you will study more about microeconomic theory. Okay students, so we are moving to the next branch of economics, that is macroeconomics. So what is macroeconomics? The term macro is derived from Greek word macros, which means large. Macroeconomics is that part of economic theory which deals with the aggregate unit of the economy. That means macroeconomy deals with what? Economy as a whole. For example, all the firms in an economy, all the industries in an economy, all producing units, etc. Then the various microeconomics variables are aggregate supply, aggregate demand, national income and output, etc. Then the macroeconomics theories are determination of equilibrium level of income, determination of foreign exchange rate, determination of government budget, etc. You will study macroeconomics theories in the next year. So, next we are going to discuss about the difference between micro and macroeconomics. What are the difference between micro and macroeconomics? First, microeconomics is a study of individual economic unit of a economy, whereas macroeconomics is the study of economy as a whole. Then, second one, there is limited degree of aggregation in microeconomics because as it deals with individual unit, there is difficulty in aggregation. So, industry is an aggregation of firms. So, in microeconomics, we are studying only about a firm. So, aggregation is very difficult in microeconomics. Whereas in macroeconomics, there is vast degree of aggregation because it deals with the economy as a whole. Or we are studying about aggregates of an economy like all industries, national income, etc. Then the third difference is microeconomics deals with the central problem of allocation of resources and related principles and policies. But macroeconomics deals with the central problems with determination of level of income and employment, fuller utilization and growth of resources. Then the fourth difference is the main instruments to study microeconomics problems are demand and supply. Whereas the main instruments to study macroeconomic problems are aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Then the fifth difference, price is the determinant to solve problems in microeconomics. Then in macroeconomic, income is the determinant to solve the problems. Then the sixth difference is microeconomics uses partial equilibrium, that is analysis. It shows effect of one factor on the study or other factor being equal. Then whereas in macroeconomics, it uses general equilibrium analysis. Then the seventh difference is this microeconomics is otherwise known as price theory, whereas macroeconomics is otherwise known as theory of income and employment. Then the last difference is the word micro is derived from the Greek word micros, means small, and the word macro is derived from Greek word but its meaning is large. Okay, so these are the important difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. Then we are moving to the next topic, that is economic analysis. When we discuss about the scope of economics, we need to consider whether economics is a positive or normative science. Economics deals with human behavior, so it is both positive and normative science. So let us discuss what is positive and normative economics. Positive economics. It deals with things as they are. That is, the statement can be empirically verified and the statements are based upon facts. These are not suggestive in nature. The statements in positive economics deals with realistic situation. That is, positive economics is more factual and it can be tested, and it based on certain cause and effect relationship. It has some theoretical base. For example, let us examine two statements. First one, there is poverty in India. It's a right statement. And the second one, $1 can be exchanged for 30 rupees, and it is wrong statement. Here, the both statement can be verified and concluded that the first one is right statement and the second one is wrong statement. So therefore, any statement which is capable of empirical or statistical verification is positive statement. So positive economics include positive statement. Then the next one is normative economics. So in normative economics involves the statement that tell us what ought to be, and these tell how economics problems should be solved. These statements are suggestive in nature. This deals with idealistic situation. These statements are based upon certain mechanism. So it is more opinion based, that is individual opinion, moral and ethical judgment that are involved in normative economics, whether they are desirable or not. For example, unemployment is better than poverty. It's an opinion. Then the second statement, rich person should be taxed more. It is suggestion. It is only a suggestion. So normative economics involve the statements which are suggestive in nature and they are opinion based. So that is known as normative economics. It based upon some value judgment. So next we will discuss about the difference between positive and normative economics. So First one, in positive economics, the statement which are verifiable, and in normative, the statement which are not verifiable. Then the second difference is the positive statements describe what is, what was, etc. But the normative statements describe what ought to be, or how to do this, how to solve the problem, that is what ought to be. Then the third difference, the positive statements are capable of empirical or statistical verification based on facts, whereas the normative statements are not capable of empirical verification and these are not based on facts. Then the next difference is the positive statements do not pass any value judgment, but a normative statements pronounce value judgment because these are opinions or suggestions. Then the next one, positive statements study how different mechanisms function to solve economic problem, but in normative statement it study whether these mechanisms are desirable or not. So these are the main difference between positive and normative economics. That was today's section. Today we have discussed about what is microeconomics, macroeconomics and positive and normative economics. With this topic, our first chapter get finished. So in this chapter you have studied about what is an economy and the central problems of economy, then the branches of economy. Then next you have to watch the URL related to today's topics and also attend the test paper and download your notes. So children, see you in the next class. Bye.